Meal prepping. So, we all are here because we want to get our habits under control, we want to get our nutrition under control, our weight under control, and just live a well-rounded, healthier, happier life, right? So this is where meal prepping is going to come into play. How many of us, get home from work, don't have enough time, don't know what we're going to eat for dinner. Half the time we're just buying things and we find out, that we already have that in our pantry. There's no organization and there's really no, actual flow to our eating habits. This is where meal planning comes into play. Now, I don't expect every single one of us to have our each individual meals. There's so many different ways to meal plan, so it's really important to learn as we go and figure out what is really going to work for us. In the end, we want to save time, money, energy, and stress, as well as we want to make sure we are hitting our nutritional goals. And I will repeat this over and over again. I love my workouts. I love fitness. However, nutrition is first and foremost. Nutrition is key. If you can only walk 10 minutes a day, if you can only work out 3 times a week, but your nutrition is on point, you are making sure that you're not overeating, you're watching your portion sizes, all this good stuff is going to help us in the end really hit our goals and stay on track. Because maybe right now you don't have the energy to even work out. So diving into our nutrition, having our meals ready to go, is going to maybe give us that energy, give us that little boost that we need to get back on to the workouts as well. So, unnecessary stress. I know at first you might think, okay, well, meal prepping stresses me out. But learn these tips and tricks, learn what works for you, and it's going to make it easier. Just think how stressful it is when you wake up late, have to rush out the door, don't have breakfast, then you don't even know what you're going to have for lunch. You end up eating some shitty fast food to only find yourself even more hungry, frustrated, and you just can't seem to get a hold of the day. Meal prepping comes into play here. Having these healthy snacks, healthy, go-tos on hand is key, as well as if you have a family, no one has to ask what's for dinner. They already know. Or you can say, pull out that frozen crock pot bag, and we're going to have that tonight. It's just going to make life a lot easier, and it does take some time up front, but you could really get it done in like an hour, 2 hours in the kitchen once you learn how to really multitask and find out what your family needs. Who is meal prepping for? Honestly, if you're on this course, if you're one of my girls in my tribe, this is for you. Whether it is individually, bulk, or just ingredient prep, it is going to help you along the way. We like homemade meals, of course. You're going to get better at them, even if you say you're a bad cook. We like saving time, we like saving money, and we like to make sure we're hitting our nutritional goals because we either want to lose weight or we want to, change our whole composition here. How? This is what I'm talking about. There isn't no one way to meal prep. Online, we see it as all these little dishes. They're so pretty. Everything's all lined up, all great. Yes, that's amazing. However, we are in real life and we are living in the present. So we might not take all the time in the world to do that to make it picture perfect because we're just going to end up eating it, okay? So ingredient prep. This is what I like to do for the most part, as well as batch meal prepping. So what you do in ingredient prep, you get your food back from the grocery store. You're going to prep your onions, maybe your peppers, your vegetables. You're going to have your chicken. You're going to be marinating it. There's so many different marinades you can do. Even like your frozen meals. Let's say you want to do like chicken enchiladas later on in the week. So maybe you're going to put your peppers, your onions, your chicken, some taco seasoning all in a bag, wrap it up nice and tight, and freeze it. Then you have it, and for the week or even the next week as well. Having these foods prepared makes it like a no-brainer when it comes to what are we going to eat or what do I have in the freezer. Just already taking that time right there while you have the cutting boards out. Have one for your chicken, protein, vegetables, all out, chop, peel, slice. Get that dirty work out of the way. Just think if you come home and you want to and you want to throw together a meal. You already have the onions cut up. You're not sitting there crying. You already have some garlic. You have some peppers, and everything is just going to flow so much easier when you have these ingredients ready. Now, batch cooking. This could be, you're actually cooking the meal. So you're cooking a big thing of chili, and then maybe you're freezing some. You're cooking your pasta sauce, and then you're freezing some, as well as, like I said, with those freezer bags. Having that ready. Maybe you want to have lasagna. So you're preparing the lasagna that day. You're either freezing it or putting it in the fridge, saving it for later for a quick and easy toss in the oven, toss in the microwave, toss it in the air fryer. it is ready to go. I know a lot of us might have Instapots. We can get that going, or crock pots, and just have everything ready, seasoned, and good to go. The individual meal prep, this is basically, in the sense, you want to think ingredient prep, where you're going to have your rice, you're going to have your vegetables, and you're going to have your proteins already cooked. And now all you're going to really be doing is assembling what you want to eat for the week. So this works out well if you already have all your ingredients prepped. And let's say you're not working from home. So you're going to go into the fridge, like, okay, I have some hard-boiled eggs cooked. I have some cucumbers cut, some onions cut, some tomatoes. I'm going to make a Greek salad. And in this case, you just have to assemble it all. Maybe you're going to assemble two, one for Monday, one for Tuesday, and you're all set to go. That would be your individual meal prep. If you have multiple people in your house, you can do it, for the person. But that's when I like the bulk prepping, just having the containers. If you have kids or a husband, they can go get some rice, go get some vegetables. Everyone is all set to go. Tips and tricks. You need to invest in some decent freezer bags, Ziplocs, mason jars, just different things to make your life easier. You don't need to go crazy. You can find some on Amazon, some containers just to invest in to really make the most out of your meal prep. You want to schedule your meal prep so you can go grocery shopping, know what you want to eat, maybe look at the Shopee, what is on sale that week. Make sure you're looking into it. Just think maybe Sunday, and then maybe Thursday you're going to meal prep, because some foods aren't going to last you all week. Some foods might last you a few days. Some foods might last you the whole week. And it's also how you're storing them. That's why the containers are really important, not to get them out of the temperature danger zone, not to have them sitting in your lunchbox all day. Then you're going to throw it back in the fridge. Let's not do that. As well as plan out maybe a meal menu. So like Meatless Monday, people do Taco Tuesday. Pizza, I like to do on Fridays, or pasta on Sundays. These things will make it fun, and you will kind of have something to go off of through the week. So if you're questioning, okay, what do I want to eat? Well, maybe we'll do a Meatless Monday this week, and I will get some black bean burgers. All these little things that you can prep ahead. And when you are prepping ahead, let's say you are making black bean burgers, make a few extra. Throw those bad boys in the freezer. Stop making yourself work for it every time that you're hungry. As well as buy bulk. So if chicken's on sale this week, buy extra chicken, slice it up, clean it, put it in a freezer bag. You maybe put how many slices are in there, put it in the freezer. Grains and spices, they're honestly a lot cheaper if you buy them in bulk. Let's say you have a Whole Foods, you can buy them in bulk, and it will end up costing you a little bit less, as well as spices tend to almost last longer and be better when you buy them in bulk. Here is a little prep thing, all different ways you can prep our food. You will get a copy of this PDF. You can check it out. All types of good information here. Also, breakfast is one of those things that we like to always skip. So having meal prepped breakfast might be key for you. Maybe you're starting simple and you're like, I don't want to get overwhelmed. I'm just going to prep one meal this week, and it's going to be breakfast. Excuse me. Placing the mason jars in H2O, you'll see there in the orange, that has literally been a game changer for me. When you cut celery and carrots, maybe to dip for hummus or things like that, and you find them in a baggie, all waterlogged, seriously, put them in the mason jar, fill the mason jar with some water, and they last for over a week, almost 2 weeks sometimes in this mason jar. Same with your greens. If you're buying greens in a baggie, the already pre-ready ones, the way that I found keeps them longer is I take them out of that plastic baggie so they don't get all mushy and nasty. And you just take them, put them in a Tupperware with a paper towel as well, and that helps them. As well as if you're buying a head of lettuce, clean it, so chop off the end, rinse out all the leaves, put it in a big bowl, let it soak for 5 minutes, dry the leaves, then layer that in a Tupperware with paper towel as well. Salad dressings, since some salad dressings are filled with a lot of fillers, make your own and do this in a batch. You find a little bit of a bigger jar, make sure it has a nice sealed lid, make a big batch of salad dressings. I'm going to give you some recipes, and then keep it in the fridge, whether that's Greek, whether that is a mustard dressing. Keep it in there so it's already ready. So you're not just oh, well, I'm just going to choose this this Hidden Valley Ranch instead because I have it on hand. You just need to prep a little bit more because you're going to find out it's going to be easier at the end of the week. Smoothie bags. This is a game changer if you like to do a lot of smoothies. How many of us, like, okay, we're going to have a smoothie, and we end up having it every day. So we find ourselves cutting a banana. Now we got to pull out the blueberries. We have to pull out, the greens. Go and grab the nuts that we like in there. Instead of all that BS, what you do is get a Ziploc or whatever type of jar you like to keep it in, portion it out. You have 5 smoothies a week, 5 Ziploc baggies with all your ingredients. All you're going to do is toss that in the freezer or in the fridge and then pour it into your blender and you're ready to go. This way we're not every time, taking a little bit more and more. Same to go with the breakfast. Like I said, we want to focus on a light meal, at the same time make it filling with good carbs, fiber, protein, some fats in there as well. With the oats, I know a lot of us like the overnight oats. So instead of, again, taking all these ingredients every day, one by one, and putting it into our mason jar, make a bulk container, fill it with oats, top it with maybe like brown sugar. Put in a scoop of brown sugar. Put in your nuts. Put in your dry ingredients into this container, shake it up. That way, the night before, when you're making your overnight oats, all you're going to do is scoop out 1 scoop, put it into your jar, and you're good to go. We're not taking out every baggie of nuts that we have inside the pantry just to do this. That's like basically making your own trail mix. You scoop it, overnight oats, good to go. Homemade granola bars, these sandwiches, you can freeze them if you want to do burritos, if you want to do some type of wraps. Breakfast wraps, make some eggs, make some bacon, maybe some vegetables, wrap it up, freeze it if you want, or simply just, keep it inside the fridge for when you're ready to eat it the next day. I would say probably like 3 days on those. You should be good, and then I would freeze them. Lunch, nothing really crazy here as long as you know that you can do the mason jars where you put the liquid on the bottom, and then you're going to put your veggies, your harder veggies and all at the bottom as well. Finish it with your protein, then your lettuce, and then you just shake it when you get to work or whenever you're going to eat it, or just have them set up in the fridge. Maybe you work at home and you just want to grab and go. Sandwiches, you can freeze sandwiches. So, beginning of the week, line out, you want peanut butter and jelly, maybe you're going to have ham and cheese. The key to this is make sure like your condiments, let's say, either hold off on them or just put them in the middle of the sandwich. So don't put them on the outside bread because then it's going to get soggy. You can also take these sandwiches. You can do tuna salad is fine frozen as well. Take that out. You can press it and then make a hot tuna sandwich just like that, and it's already ready to go. Maybe you have kids. Literally take these sandwiches, wrap them up, stick them in another bag or stick them back inside the bread bag, throw them in the freezer, and they will last like 2 months. So maybe stock up on those if you're like, we eat a lot of sandwiches and I'm sick of making everyone their own sandwich. Dinner. This is where having those individual ingredients comes into play. We can really utilize just coming back home and saying, oh, okay, like what do I have ready in the fridge? I can toss this together. We want to make sure we're having a balanced meal as always. But also with the meal prepping, with the dinner meal prepping, you can pull something out of the freezer. Stock up and think of dishes that you might like in your Instapot that are quick and easy. That way it's already seasoned. You're not sitting there throwing together these seasonings when it's 7:30 at night and you just walked in the door. All you're doing is pulling something that's already seasoned the way that you like it to be seasoned and tossing it in a pot, in the Instapot, wherever we're putting it. It's getting cooked quickly. For lunches, remember, for dinners, always remember lunch the next day. You can either do a leftover or you can do a makeover. So maybe you have some extra chicken. Instead of just having the same chicken with vegetables, add a sauce to it, make chicken salad out of it, do maybe a panini or panini pocket, throw it on top of your salad. There's so many different variations that we can do. It's just really scheduling and planning ahead to make sure we are on top of our game. So make sure we plan ahead. Let me move over here for a second. Make sure we plan ahead, utilize the same ingredients, figure out what's on sale, and then kind of run with it. We get to bulk up and put it into the freezer. We're ready to go. Schedule that day. There's nothing worse than, knowing you have to meal prep and knowing you have a long week ahead and just keep putting it off, put it in your schedule, write it down, maybe find some recipes you might want to try or go back to your staples, as well as ask for help. You know, if you're like, I hate meal prepping because it takes you 5 hours in the kitchen, ask for help. Ask your kids to help you, ask your husband to help you. If they're eating it too, just say like, hey, why don't you come in the kitchen? We can bump this out very quickly. You do this, I'm gonna do this, and we're good to go. And that way everyone kind of gets involved and knows that we're all making healthier choices for everyone in the family to really eat healthy. Multitask, have some veggies roasting in the oven. Maybe you have some chicken marinating in the fridge at the same time. Maybe you're making some sauces or your vegetables at that time, or your starches at that time as well. Multitask and save recipes and meals that you like for the following week. Start having a little collection, whether that is on your phone or it's a paper trail. Know what you like and know what works for your family. You might have a week that like was flawless. Everything went so well. We loved all the food that we were eating. You know, the kids even ate it. Take note of these things. And that way, maybe you have a fall, a spring, and a summer menu, and you have like 4 to 5 different, menus that you go off of. This is going to save you time and energy, maybe, a year from now, 2 years from now, just from saving and collecting these recipes. So, in that, I hope this helps you. If you have any questions on meal prepping, please reach out. I will try my best to give you any information I can, as well as really just taking the initiative to take control of your life. Because it's easy to say, oh, well, I at least bought the healthy food. But are you actually eating it? Are you actually getting the most out of it? We don't want to be wasting our money and our time. So let's make sure we are making the most out of every step that we're taking to a healthier life.